your shit. Scream out loud. We all love it. Rocktober Slashback has officially begun. Creepy Kentuckyan will slice and dice and he'll kill everyone. Yes, the Rocktober Slashback.
I'd like to take this time just to tell you to eat my ass.
The Rocktober Slashback makes you shiver every time. Scream out loud for all the slasher shit. Scream out loud, we all love dead. Doves and ghouls in the night. Shadows dance in the moonlight. Monsters roam without trace. Hear what they bring to this place. It's the Rocktober Slashback. Feel the chill down your spine. It's the Rocktober Slashback. Makes you shiver every time.
What the hell is going on?
Oh my God.
Welcome to another edition of the Cruel Summer Slashback. I am the Creepy Kentuckian.
I'm Uncle Bill. We're going to see how long it takes before my internet starts fucking up. It won't
Let's
be
just
too
not
long.
even talk about it. If we don't talk about it or mention it at all, even if it's bad, it's like it's good. It's all good.
That's fine.
What you need to do is call and cuss out your internet provider. Classic Uncle Bill style. Come on, son of a bitch.
I should do that and then record it.
Yeah, that'd be a good viral video.
I'm sure I'd go over.
Or lots of fun discussion tonight, though, man. I'm actually looking forward to talking about both of these movies tonight because we try to do themes on the show, and
Just people's comments already. Come
well,
on now.
it's looking good for me. I mean, it's at least I can hear you good.
No, I'm talking about people's comments about the movies already. Like,
Oh, okay.
trash this piece of shit. Damn, Wolves.
Oh, we'll see. But yeah, Blood Tracks from 1985, Rocktober Blood from 1984. And I think we could almost do a Tragedies in Tinseltown on Rocktober Blood and some of the crazy shit that's happened with that movie over the years. We'll touch on it a little bit here too. But yeah, for the next hour or so, we're going to talk about some rock and roll slashers and go back to the mid 80s, man. A much simpler time, a lot better music back then. Society was in a lot better place. Had a lot. Look, Republican versus Republican. We had a better president in 1984 and 85 too. What do you think?
Well, 1984 and 85 were like classic years just in general. Like every good thing that ever happened came out around that time period in terms of music, movies, just anything you can think of. That ultimately was my favorite span of time, I think, for entertainment was around that time. Now, I think that ultimately the 70s probably put out better stuff, but that was like our time, and our time is now.
Right. I mean, who cares? Like the 80s was still a lot better than it is today. Give it that. I think everything, like kids' movies, children's television, all that shit was better in the mid 80s. So let's do a little bit of a roll call. We got a lot of people checking us out already. And to let you guys know, all of these archived episodes are not only on the YouTube page, but you can go over to the podcast feed and check out audio versions of all of these. I think we're up to I don't even know how many different slashers. Like I'm thinking around 30 some odd different ones that we've done so far. I don't know. I don't know where we're at. 34, 35. I'll figure it out by next week and let you guys know. Matthew Hara, he is already bullying you about that burning poster, Uncle Bill.
Well, buddy, you need to let me know soon what the hell's going on.
Let him know. Let him know soon. Matthew Hara. All right, but Adrian James Vanderhoff is in the chat. We got the mayor in here. He says that he can't pick which film is better, just like last week. Both films are awful.
Look, that's kind of true. I mean, it is, but I enjoyed both films, but I agree that they're both awful.
Goblins Inc. says I've only seen Rocktober and wasn't a fan. Wow, okay. People shitting on Rocktober blood. Matter Pat said that he does have rainbow eyes.
I've got rainbow eyes.
Suspiria Night, Beyond Sour Grounds, the Justin 905, Blood Tracks piece of shit, he says.
Right.
Yeah, so it's going to be fun. We're going to have some news about next week's show towards the end as well. Also, it's a special time of the night because time is running out for you guys. And I made it kind of public on, if you're a member of our mailing list, which I highly recommend you go over and check our mailing list out on DEADPIT.com. We do have a 20% off coupon for the $10 tiers and above on Dead Pit on Patreon.com. One word, baby come back in all caps. So if you want to get in on the Patreon goodness, we need to get people back in there. It's the best value for the dollar of any horror Patreon page. They can all the other ones can go shit and fall back in it. Baby come back until 11:59 p.m. tonight. You can get it on that, get $20 off, which includes a baller and shot caller tier that is opened up, Uncle Bill. So you get 20% off of that, whatever that is. I don't know
Either. I'm not good at math. But anyway, yeah, you get on there and get finally, if you haven't ever joined the Patreon, now is the opportune time. If you've joined it and been away for a while, we would like you to come back.
Baby, come back
into the loving embrace of Dead Pit.
Yeah, and shop.deadpit.com as well. Check out some new merch. And we're going to have a really cool exclusive merch item that's coming up for this Halloween season that we'll be talking about in the next coming weeks. Me and Uncle Bill have already been talking about, we're getting excited about it too, which, Rocktober is coming up. But speaking of Rocktober, we might as well dive into these movies, Uncle Bill.
Listen, though, before we start on these movies, how many fucking movies are coming out in October now? Or late September, October? I know I've got at least 5 or 6 different things pre-ordered that are going to be coming out around that time.
I'm not sure.
So you got all that Arrow shit. You got the Night of the Living Dead 90 thing coming out. You got the Nightmare on Elm Street box set coming out. All that stuff's going to be out around the same time, man. That's going to be fucking wild.
Yeah, I hope everybody is saving their money, boys. And for those that don't know, too, I think Amazon lowered the Elm Street box back down to $99.99. But if you go on to Groove, you can get 20% off of that for it's like $80. So,
yeah.
Pretty
and
good
Groove
price.
is in the heart,
GRUV. You gotta go to groove.com for GRUV and CK.
GRUV, all I want's my Freddy now.
There you go.
UV. That's wall.
All I want to do is GRUV tonight. Yeah. So,
speaking of 80s heavy metal bands, so here we go.
Yeah, if we really want to get this kick started right, let's see. I think I've got something ready here, boys,
I hope
because
so.
this shit just fucking rocks. You talk about rainbow eyes, but man, this is what gets my Peter puking.
No.
I don't care what anybody says. That's some damn good fucking heavy metal music in that movie.
It really is. I mean, there's people that hate on this movie and everything, but Sorcery, I think, is the band. Like,
I think so, yeah.
yeah, that's an amazing.
I mean, you can make fun of the movie all you want. It's not the best, but it's definitely not the worst, and it's probably not even the worst we talk about this week.
It's not though. It's not even in the top 3 worst like heavy metal / rock horror films that I've seen. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. So, 1984, Rocktober Blood from the Sebastians, Beverly and Ferd. Who the fuck?
Ferd. I saw that name and I was like, do they mean Fred? But no, it's Ferd.
Ferd. They would name your son like it sounds like turd, but it's Ferd.
Yeah, you know that
Poor
kid
fella.
caught a lot of shit. Hey, turdy ferdy, all kinds of stuff like that his whole life.
Hey, Ferd the turd.
Ferd the turd. Yep.
But
Hey, Ferd ass. Something like that.
all right, so this movie opens with that song we just heard. I'll Be Back, I think, is the name of the song. And young Billy is just a killer rock and roll vocalist along the lines of like Rob Halford and Ronnie James Dio, just the belt, not a
Yeah, like that. Like King Diamond kind of shit, really.
Exactly. So yeah, he's finishing up that song in the studio, and everybody's just rocking out, just enjoying it like we were a while ago. And after the song, we find out that Billy is the night's not over for him, man. He's gonna go get him some pussy. Gonna get you some pussy, both.
That's what you do after you sing like that.
Yeah, he sang like that, and his ex-girlfriend, what was her name, Lynn?
Lynn is right, yeah.
He's not really happy about that, about Billy being a womanizer or whatever. But he's like, who cares? I'm gonna get my dick wet, Lynn.
Get my turtle muddy. Let's go.
Let's go, yeah. And
We're gonna go catfishing.
yeah,
When you get deep down in the mud, if you know what I mean.
that's right, baby, that's right. And he goes in the devil's territories, if you will.
You go into the path unknown.
Pots unknown and unwell, if you will.
Unwelcome. Cannot go.
Right. So yeah, I mean, and soon thereafter, Billy is back, right? But he's in a different mood, right? He's in a mood to kill. And I think the story is that he murdered 25
That's what they said. I'm like,
25
goddamn.
people in the studio.
Like, why didn't they show all that in the beginning? That would have been killer. Like, they showed 25 death scenes all in a row.
Right. So, and then we fast forward, 2 years later, if I'm not mistaken. And then Billy has already been evidently they didn't fuck around in 1984 with the death penalty, right? They've already put his ass to death. He was tried and put to death, and he's gone.
So yeah, and I guess like at the beginning of the movie, he's chasing around like Lynn trying to kill her, and she gets away, and he gets captured and gets sent to jail, and then 2 years later he gets executed. And Lynn is still in the band, right? Like that's the thing. Like she's that band is still around. and she's like singing all the songs. I think that he was, and or is it that they're putting together a tour with all the songs? I think.
Yeah, they're doing the Rocktober Blood tour,
Yeah,
and she's going on tour with his band, and they're doing his stage show, his music. But Lynn is the one that's fronting the band. She's doing all the singing, right? From backup singer to the main lead vocalist of the tour, and she gets visions that Billy is back, right? It's like the song. He's back and he's ready to attack. More people get killed off. And ultimately it leads to probably what the last 15 minutes of the movie or so is like a rock and roll stage show. And I think it's very well done. The stage show, it almost does look like a concert film from that point on. So I don't know how they filmed
that part. Yeah, that part's amazing. Actually, like that whole like in concert scene is really really good. That's probably the best part of the whole film. Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
but the twist in this movie is so fucking funny that I.
They do this a lot in the 80s too. Do you notice this? Like how much like it's the evil twin brother, like in the like they've done this in at least 2 or 3 different slasher movies, I think. And they even did it in WWF. They had the evil twin referee.
That's true.
But that was
I
a
guess
twist 'cause
wasn't that like a gimmick in like on soap operas around that time, like that they had a. I think that's what started all that shit. They had like a
Marlena
twin.
or whatever on Days of Our Lives.
I just
right?
remember, yeah, some soap opera doing that, and then all of a sudden everybody was doing like an evil twin gimmick or some sort of twin, like identical twin gimmick. But it's fucking hilarious the way that they do. I will like say this for this movie though, like it's it's low budget clearly, and it has its faults, and the acting is what it is, and the dialogue is what it is, but there are a ton of nude scenes in this movie, like all full frontal nude scenes,
And they're all pretty
like,
good looking girls. The girl that
yes,
played
and
Lynn was really like attractive as well.
there's a lot of death scenes. Now I'm not saying that they're particularly gory because it's mostly just blood, really, but there's a lot of mayhem and a lot of metal,
Le-
mayhem, and muffins.
Lynn Starling, that was her name. I knew it was kind of some sort of gimmick name, right? I
Yeah.
wrote it down here somewhere. It's bad. I can't hardly read my own writing, but it is what it is. Yeah, Stefano, he was still around up until just a couple years ago, I think. The dude died finally.
But I guess the gimmick of the movie is though, like when like people start getting picked off again, they think that he's back. Like Billy is, they think Billy's back, and he's like killing everybody, and he's back from the dead and all this stuff. But no, that's not what's really going on.
Ferg
And
brought him back.
what cracks me up about that though the most when I was watching this movie, I'm like, okay, so this fucking guy who's like his twin brother or whatever, spoiler alert, comes out at the end.
And
of
he's
the
supposedly
thing.
the one's behind the music as well, right? He's the one
Right.
that wrote
He
all
wrote
the
all
music.
the music, but he didn't get
Yeah.
any credit. Yeah.
Right.
But he comes out at the end, right? And like handcuffs himself to Lynn and all this shit. And the band don't miss a fucking beat. They're just like, yes, he's back from the dead. Let's play like whatever song. Like it's like what? Like they're
Well,
not
at
even, like-
first he has like the costume and stuff, or the mask and stuff on, doesn't he?
yeah, but he takes that off. Everybody can see who he is, and the band's like, let's just play like I'll be back or
Well,
whatever.
they're high, they're drunk on, they're, but like
Nobody-
Lynn is actually like, doesn't he like choke her out or something and put her in the casket on the stage?
Correct. Yeah.
And then she comes to finally, and this guy, the guy's like, "Oh, we took care of him. It's all good. Just go out there and kick ass on stage. You can do it, Lynn." And she
Yeah.
immediately goes into Rainbow Eyes and doesn't miss a beat, of course.
That song is
Burns
awesome
it
too,
up.
though. I gotta give him credit for that. That song's awesome. What's the other one too besides Killer on the Loose? That's the one. That's awesome. Like it's got like really, really good music in it. Like for that era anyway.
That's the thing, man. Like all of these songs are really catchy and really of that era sound, and I just love that era too. And honestly, like I mean, this is not a good movie. I'm not going to say that, but I've always enjoyed this movie for what it is. It's cheesy. but there's enough fun stuff in this to me to make it enjoyable.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Well, okay. First of all, here's some notes that I took about some shit that happens in this movie. Okay. The security guard that she hires, and this makes perfect sense because like he is the worst actor in the entire movie, and he's got the weirdest accent too. He's like, "What am I gonna do? Catch the invisible man?" Like it's like lines of dialogue like that. And I'm like, who the fuck? So it comes to find out that is the Sebastian's son. So I'm like, that's why he's in this fucking movie. Like that's their kid. But that I had that part, but also like there's
What about the
there's
scene where they're digging him up? They're digging Billy up.
well, I was gonna there's a scene where they're digging him up, but there's also the scene where he irons a girl's throat, which I've never seen
That's a good
in
one.
any
Yeah.
other movie.
The girl makes
Like,
no noise at all either.
no,
It's like,
he takes an iron, like one of those old time irons too, and just like sticks it to her throat, and she's like, "Oh, shit."
makes like a sizzling noise, like it's a steak or something, right?
Yeah,
But yeah, the scene where I think Lynn has a boyfriend, like a British boyfriend now that's working like as a roadie or whatever with the band. And she's wanting his help to dig up. I've got to make sure that Billy's really dead. We're going to go
like
dig him
Jason
up, right?
in Part 6. Yeah.
Come on, let's go dig up Billy.
Right.
So the boyfriend is like, no, you're crazy. You want to get my green card taken away or whatever else he says, right? So she's like, I'm just going to go by myself then. Fuck it. But she ends up taking like her girlfriend or whatever with her, one of her friends. And then they start digging the body up, right? And then here comes the bloke from the UK. He's like, oh, I'm going to help you out, mate, or whatever else. And then they dig up Billy. And that's a pretty cool scene too, really, because like at first in her mind, she sees Billy open his eyes and all this.
Yeah.
But then it goes to what is supposed to be real, which is the fakest looking skeleton you've ever seen in your life.
Yep.
And then she's like, oh, I'm so relieved Billy's dead. Yes. But he's not.
No, he's not.
Well, he is, but it's really
he is actually
Johnny.
dead, but it's his twin brother, John. Could they come up with any more generic fucking names, by the way, for these people?
Big Mac
Billy
Jim.
and John. Billy and
Big
Chuck
Macs.
would have been good.
Did you know though that the Turd Ferguson and the Sebastians or whatever, they also did the what were the movies? I had it here.
Gator bait.
The Gator Bait movies, yeah, which not Vinegar Syndrome, TerrorVision is actually releasing, and TerrorVision did announce that they were going to do Rocktober Blood, so there's still a chance, I guess.
So as I was looking through all this stuff, I finally put all these pieces together because I remember talking about this, like they announced Rocktober Blood, but nothing happened. So here's the deal, and it took me a while to piece all this together. So the Sebastians were a family, husband and wife, and like I think a couple kids. The husband and wife did some movies, like really low budget movies for a short period of time. They did Gator Bait 1 and 2. They did this one. They did some like skin, exploitation style flicks. And then the dad,
Ferd,
turned into a born again Christian. And so they quit. They quit anything to do with the movie business. And she raises greyhounds and like is in like a greyhound adoption thing. So they're all over the place. You know how that is. But anyway, like he passed away in 2022. So I'm assuming what probably happened was she got the rights and then she was willing to do something with him where he hadn't been. And since they're doing Gator
are you
Bait,
saying that Beverly's still a heathen?
yeah,
She never did follow the
might be,
Lord
yeah.
like Ferd.
I'm not allegedly. So like, I'm guessing they're doing Gator Bait and seeing like how that goes maybe. And then like if they're doing October Blood after that, like, I don't know. I'll bet they'll do it though, because like Gator Bait already sold out. So
The skeleton did have a bandana, I think, on his neck or his head, one or the other. There was something going on with the skeleton. But, man, like, look, this is like not a well-made movie,
no,
but I did like it a lot. I did damn near love it, to be honest with you. would I buy it if TerraVision did a 4K of this? Absolutely. Like, I would not think twice, because this is one of those movies too that has not received. Yes, there's a DVD of it. The DVD is sourced from a fucking VHS tape.
Right. It's
They're
just a VHS
all,
rip.
yeah. And if they ever got it and remastered it from whatever original elements exist, whether it be a 35 millimeter print, the negative, whatever they've got, I think it would add a lot more to the enjoyment of this movie, is actually being able to see a lot of this stuff, because this one was very dark in a lot of scenes and you couldn't make out a whole hell of a lot in it. Even if it's like a VHS master, if it improves the quality quite a bit, I'd probably be down to at least get the Blu-ray of it. Now, something else that I wanted to mention about Rocktober Blood before we move on to the next movie. Actually, I totally forgot. I was getting into it here. We're going to play the trailer over top of this too. But what I was going to talk about is the controversy that a release of this movie had almost 10 years ago. There was a crowdfunding campaign in 2016 that was started by the lead actor in the movie, I guess with the blessing of the Sebastians, the guy that played Billy. I think his name's like Trey Lauren or something like that. And the gimmick was they were doing this GoFundMe thing for a sequel, a Rocktober Blood sequel, right? And he was maintaining a Facebook page and selling all kinds of other merchandise as well, including, the vinyl soundtrack, shirts, posters, all this to raise money for the sequel. And the Blu-ray of, there's a killer shot, remastered for the very first time from the 35 millimeter film prints, $50 plus $10 shipping for the Blu-ray. And this created all kinds of drama online. People were so pissed off when they received this. This was a Blu-ray R, no menu, no extras, and it was from a VHS rip.
God damn.
And the only extra on it, and this is funny because you mentioned this, is a discussion with Beverly Sebastian on her Greyhound rescue. That was on the end of the movie. And there was some sort of like brief discussion with Ferd about changing his life and giving his life to Christ, decades ago.
Yeah.
But nothing at all about the movie. So I thought that was interesting. But
I think, man, what must have happened was like this is one of those situations where a couple people just get out of that business. They don't want anything to do with it, and they just want to spread their new messages, whether it be Dalmatians or Greyhounds or whether it be, the Lord. And like that's all they wanted to really do. Like they didn't want anything to do with those fucking movies for the longest time. It didn't seem like.
It's weird because a lot of people, like this was during a time when we weren't doing a show or anything. So this is something that we didn't talk about or discuss or anything, but it is interesting. And there's some of those copies that are still out there. Like the guy fucked up about anything and everything you could think of in regards to that release. Like he would sign copies of them, right? But he just signed the case, the plastic on the fucking case. Like every little thing was fucked with that release. And $60, man. I would have cut a fucking promo on that guy.
Yeah.
If I would have paid $60. Not only it was a Blu-ray R and a CDR soundtrack. Both of them were burned discs.
Was this the one that said like Desert Island something on it? Or is that a different one?
I'm not sure.
There was one that I saw that was a DVD that said like Desert Island Classics or Desert Island Picks or something like that on the front of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I never did get it. I've got kind of a homemade DVD-R, and there's a decent version of this movie on YouTube. I would totally not buy any version that's out there right now because they're all going to look like shit, really. I mean, they're all going to look like a VHS tape. But this movie, man, is a lot of fun. I actually, like I said, I've always kind of enjoyed this movie for what it is. I like the music in it. I really like
Hmm.
the look of the. That's a demon character that's only used during the stage show, really. So don't get the idea that this killer is out there wearing this mask killing people or anything. We don't get any of that good stuff. But I think
No.
it's a pretty solid movie. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, of the two, I'm going to definitely say that I enjoyed this one a lot more than the other one. To be honest, I think that the music is much better, and just the vibe of the film somehow or another is more coherent and better. It's not. That's the thing. Like when we're talking about these movies, it's like everything is graded on a curve. Like it's all kind of shitty, but it's like how much enjoyment do you get in between the shittiness, right?
It's
That's the
true.
way I look at it. So
Yeah.
this one is much better in that regard. I would recommend it. Like I think it was better than the last two movies we talked about and the next one we're talking about too.
Yeah, don't buy it for $87, trust me. Although what's funny is all of the Facebook stuff, the GoFundMe or whatever, all of that is completely vanished online. Like the Facebook page is gone, no sign of that Trey guy around or anything. So I don't know. I would love to have like almost like an expose on what happened with all that because like they did, that movie never happened. Of course, they ripped all kinds of people off. I guess it was something that maybe the Sebastians did for their charities or something. I don't know, but the Trey dude was the one that seemed like he was behind most of it. But hopefully, Terror Vision will see a proper special edition with real extras and all that good stuff. Those guys do a great job. I'm going to give them credit. Throw it out there. They do a good job. And this would be one that I would totally pre-order for sure. So
Did you realize though, and I only realized this when I was like looking this stuff up, that really their big hit was Gator Bait. Like it made like $15 million or something like that on a budget of about 80 or 90,000. Like they made a fucking fortune off that movie, man. Like that's
wow.
really what financed every other thing that they did. And nothing else even came close to being as successful as that movie. But I think it's a decent movie. It ain't great or anything either, but I kind of prefer Rocktober Blood to it, to be honest.
Yeah, and when Rocktober Blood, like I said, that one officially, like as far as remaster goes, it's never received anything. And I think that they really want to do that, but I mean, I don't know. It might be an issue where the elements are kind of like, where the hell is this stuff? I don't know how big of a theatrical run that movie got, how many prints were even made from it. So we'll have to wait and see with that. We do have a poll going up though, Uncle Bill. You're excited about getting on
I'm
all kinds of
curious about
polls.
this. This one to me would be a little bit more difficult, really, than the last couple we've had.
As of right now, we got 114 people checking the live stream out. There's only 52 votes. So what in the fuck is wrong with you people? Get in there and vote. Rocktober Blood is ahead at 62% to Blood Tracks 38%.
That's about where I would think it would be. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, both of these movies were made in the mid 1980s. Want to go ahead, I guess, dive right into the second one, Uncle Bill, Blood Tracks, which was recently released officially
Yeah.
by Vinegar Syndrome, right?
There's a bit of a controversy about that release too, which I don't know if we'll get into that. But yeah, Blood Tracks, a 1985 film, starts off with a family where the husband is abusive to the wife, and the wife ends up killing the husband with a knife and then runs off into the hills with the family. Fast forward 40 years later, and they have turned into some sort of weird cannibal hybrids that are living in an abandoned warehouse where also an 80s metal band by the name of Easy Action is coming up to film a video for their
It's a
latest
real
album.
life metal band. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy Action.
And of course, they disturb the whatever the hell these things are,
The
cannibalistic humanoid warehouse dwellers.
The
And
family in the warehouse, yeah, that look like they're all deformed for no reason. We don't get an
yeah,
explanation there.
you never really figure that part out, but they're all fucked up. And so they're filming this video, and one by one they start getting picked off because they're getting too close. They're getting too close to the cannibal I guess they're cannibals, whatever the fuck they are. Like
I don't know
mountain
if did they even say if they're cannibals
They
or not?
they were cannibals, but they look like cannibals.
What did they eat?
They didn't really. They didn't. They just bite people.
The
and
fucking
shit.
little guy on the front, yeah.
Huh.
I'll tell you what I fucking marked out. Like, I marked out immediately, really, when this movie started playing, because you've got the opening part in the 40s.
Yeah.
And then, the mother attacks the father, kills him, takes her kids. They're eluding the authorities, right? And I guess it would be 1945. And then fast forward to present day 1985. There's a narrator at the beginning of it. Sounds like something from fucking National Geographic or something. It says, for the next 40 years, the family had hid out in the middle of nowhere. Now the intruders are on their way.
Oh. So what you got here is an obvious fucking ripoff of The Hills Have Eyes. Like, it couldn't get any more like blatantly rip-offish than that. It's just instead of like a desert, they put it in like the snowy mountains. Like, that's the only real change. So you got all these weird ass like deformed, and you're right, they don't ever really explain like why do they look like, and they look like they just have like chicken pox or something.
There was some of them that looked, oddly enough, like the mother in it looked the most normal out of all of them.
Basically looked normal, yeah.
She looked the same. Like, wouldn't she have to have been like in her 60s at least? And she essentially had not aged. She just looked dirtier or whatever. And it was the same actress.
They just sprayed some dirt on her.
She just got really dirty. And then there's this bigger one of the sons that's almost like a Thor-looking guy or something.
Yep.
And then there's this one little dude that's a short little stubby guy that's like blue and's got red fucking welts all over his face. And
hey, that's the weirdest one. The one that looks like he's just got like somebody just took like a marker or like one of them daubers you do bingo with. I bet that's what they did.
Probably.
One of them bingo daubers and just put a bunch of dots on his face.
So the director of this is Mats Hells Olsen, who's Swedish. He's a Swedish filmmaker who did a lot of stuff over in Sweden. This film was actually shot in Sweden as well, which I watched some of the extras that was included on the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray.
Yeah, I did too.
And found out some interesting things about him as a person and a filmmaker and all this. Evidently, like, he would never pay taxes and was always in trouble with the local authorities. And the way that they did it over there is for nonviolent criminals, if you had a 3-year prison sentence or something like that, right? You would serve 1 month out of the year of that for ever how many months you had, I guess. And then they'll let you out to make money and everything. And they did that. That was kind of known with this guy. So 1 month out of the year, he stays in prison. And a lot of the crew and some of the cast for this movie, he had met in prison.
Well, another part that was funny too is, and it makes sense you saying this, like he paid everybody in cash. He didn't pay anybody anything but cash. I guess to like keep from disclosing how much, he had paid out or made or anything like that.
Yeah. There's a couple of good scenes in this though that I really like. There's some good gore scenes in this. And there's one scene with one of the band members and his groupie getting trapped in a car by an avalanche that went over him. And I'm like,
dude, that scene, I was like, what the and then like when they're digging them out,
that looks totally legit. Yeah, it looks like they really did get trapped.
Yeah, but for no reason a bunny rabbit comes through. They never explain that. It never goes anywhere. And then like they just get out.
But that looked legit though, because they were digging them up.
They did, yeah.
And they digged a passageway for this nude. Like, she was totally naked, which I guess they found a way that they could maybe do it or something. Maybe they had like one of those snow machines that could cover a car up or something. Who knows?
Everybody in this movie is naked most of the time, though. I've noticed that's actually not a bad quality of this movie.
Yeah. The rock and roll aspect to this is not, there's not much of it in it, right? The whole plot of it is they're supposed to be filming a music video.
But that's only about 5 minutes of the entire film, really.
Yeah. Barely even that. Yeah. Cause, I
Let
think
me show
that
you.
the funny thing is this band, what was the band's name?
Easy Action.
That's a real band. That's a real Swedish rock band. But I think technically they used the name Solid Gold or something like that in the movie. Why they didn't use their real name, I have no idea. That would have only got their name out there a little bit more. But yeah, they're still around, still to this day in Sweden.
So that music video, though, like what they did in that music video, this is basically it. It was like this. They're like filming straight on, then somebody's like, and then somebody else is like, yeah, those are good old days.
I heard they got because the band weren't actors, of course. They got them like totally drunk. Like they gave them beer the entire time they were on the set. So, in certain shots, you can totally tell.
I found that weird though too because they had to be playing gigs and stuff, but they can't like fucking do a movie. Like I don't know, something about that's just odd. That because stage fright or anxiety or fear of like being in front of the cameras is what got them to do that.
Yeah.
But they're hammered throughout the whole film. I saw that too. The problem I had with this film though, more than anything else, was you can't really tell anybody apart. Everybody looks basically the same in this movie. Like all of the band looks almost exactly the same, and all the fucking groupies look almost exactly the same. It's like I don't have any idea who any of the characters in this movie are, and so people are just getting killed left and right. And I guess that's a good thing because I have no interest in any of them, like whatsoever.
Yeah, they didn't do a good job in defining like the characters of the movie, like as far as who is the leading lady in it, who is the lead dude. They were all very generic. There are some good death scenes in it. There's somebody that gets completely cut in two, which that's pretty cool. I think technically it's a very well made movie. They technically made it's a pretty good movie, but there's a lot of slow parts in it too, and it's a lot of them just hanging out in the cabin. Like, what do we do now? Here, what are we waiting for? To see if we can get in touch with so and so, right?
Yeah, and like the biggest hang up with the film for me is how bad those warehouse dwellers look. Like, that's just really ridiculous, man.
Another funny story is the makeup effects guy that Matt
had a head injury or something.
According to one of the actors that was interviewed, this dude was convicted of murder in Sweden.
Seems right.
And he was out and doing the makeup, and he legit scared the shit out of people on set. Like, because he would not talk, he would just do I guess however they did the makeup. It didn't look like it was that highly detailed. But,
No.
He was not saying a word to anybody and basically looked at you like he was going to kill you.
That's such a killer like thought that there's this makeup guy that's just staring a hole through your soul and not saying a word and just putting on makeup. Imagine like an hour of that, just you'd lose your mind. You're right though. Like there's some cool stuff about it though in terms of kills. There's a great hatchet kill. There is some impalements like that look really good, blood spewing out and everything. An eyeball gets sucked out of like somebody that looks really good. Like, so there's gore in it. There's more gore in it than in Rocktober Blood. It's just not as well put together somehow or another of a movie to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's got some funny stuff in it. Like the family in it is goofy, really. None of the family are really that memorable though either.
No, and you're never scared by them. Like in Hills Have Eyes, like you don't ever get a feeling of like dread. You kind of laugh at it more than anything else. It just looks so bad.
I mean, it's okay. I didn't hate it, but I think it's one of those movies that it could have been. It had the possibility of being really, really, really good, but they just, I don't know. They didn't have the capability of, because the setup was there. They could have done something really cool with it. Actually, had them go out and one by one pick off these people, but they're more or less going in the warehouse towards the end of the movie, and that's where they live, rather than just having them actually come out after, the invaders. But anything else memorable about this one to you?
Not really, other than like most of the humanoids or whatever look like somebody just sprayed like like Play-Doh or clay or something all over their face, like just sprayed it red or something. It just looks god awful. The song is pretty good though. I will say that
There's a blood track song. Yeah, that's what they're filming the music video for. But yeah, this little dude right here, I guess he's the most memorable looking of the family because he's the one that's got chicken pox or whatever the hell it is all over his face. The actor did claim that they were stuck out in the elements for 40 years, had gotten frostbite, and that's why some of them were so deformed or whatever. That's what he was told.
I mean, okay.
But let me know in the chat, did this even receive a DVD release over here before Vinegar Syndrome did this Blu-ray? I'm not for certain, to be honest with you. But
I gotta give them credit though, man, for finding shit like this. Like I would never know this existed ever if it hadn't been for this release. I mean, like I said, it's not great, but it's like it's average. I mean, it's probably as good as 100 other slasher films that came out around that time period.
Right. I think it's better than both those movies we watched last week.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah.
It's an interesting watch. I mean, if you're a fan of slashers and it's one that you haven't seen, I would actually highly recommend you guys check both of these out. But Blood Tracks, man, is one of those that I can totally understand why that it kind of got lost in the shuffle and nobody remembered it or talked about it or anything, because there's anything super memorable in it. I mean, it's interesting. It's cool to watch now, but back in the day, I mean, you watch it and just totally forget about it, basically. There's nothing super memorable in it, but
no,
I thought it was fun and just stupid, time waster.
Yeah, it's one that you'll watch and immediately forget everything, like you said. Like, it's not going to stand out in any way. At least a lot of the stuff in Rocktober Blood kind of stands out, the songs especially. What was the controversy about this release, though? Because there was one, and I was trying to find something on it, but like when this came out from Vinegar Syndrome, there was some sort of shit with this disc. I don't remember. I think it was the audio, like something about
I don't remember.
The audio or the video on the Vinegar Syndrome thing was fucked up.
The audio?
So yeah, Beyond Sour Ground says the audio. What was it about it? Like, because I couldn't really tell.
Yeah, I don't remember. I mean, it was fine for me, but I don't have this elaborate audio setup or anything for like multi, channel audio or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I would still recommend this one to people. It is what it is. Like if you're a diehard slasher fan, you haven't seen it, I definitely I'm always looking for stuff to just add to the collection anyway that I've never seen. Yeah, it sounded fine to me too. But yeah, so that is Blood Tracks, a Swedish slasher movie. All right. And I guess it had somewhat of a theatrical run. I don't know how big of a one because there are one-sheet posters for it. But that's crazy. I don't think it received much of one. But we did have results in from the poll, which is not a huge surprise, which is the better slasher. Rocktober Blood won with 61% to Blood Tracks 39%. And you guys got it right this week. I would say that I would agree with you all. What do you think?
That's a very fitting, survey says, and it worked out. So one other thing I noticed about this too when I was watching it, and when you put it on the title screen, this comes up too. It says Smart Egg Pictures, and I'm like, that can't be the same Smart Egg Pictures that did like A Nightmare on Elm Street, and sure enough, it is. So the same company that produced this movie produced Nightmare on Elm Street. Just keep that in mind.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That is odd. What other movies did they produce?
Fuck if I know.
Smart ass pictures.
Smart ass pictures. That should be our film label. I don't know. The Nightmare on Elm Street was the only one that I definitely like vividly remember that being on. But I'm sure there's more.
Cool.
But,
So yeah. Yeah, we appreciate everybody tuning in, boys. We've had a crowd here tonight. We're over 126 people checking us out live. So don't forget to thumbs it up and share it with your family, friends, and neighbors. And again, up until 11:59 p.m. tonight, the code "Baby Come Back," no spaces, all caps, get you 20% off on Dead Pit on Patreon.com. Thousands of hours of horror talk, radio, and videos and commentaries. And just to celebrate, right? I'm going to put up, hopefully it'll be either Tuesday or Thursday, the video with the commentary that we did at Fright Night Film Fest 2015 of Rocktober Blood, the commentary live back in the day. So we love you too, Matthew Hara. And we've got a couple more weeks left. I think the season finale is September the 1st for the Cruel Summer Slashback. And we called an audible because we thought of a show, right? A different show. But I was like, man, like we've got so much history with these movies and we've just talked about them since the inception of the show, but never reviewed them. So we're saving that one for the finale, and you'll find out what that is here in a couple of weeks. But, Uncle Bill, why don't you tell them about what we did decide to do for next week? It's also just as entertaining as good.
yeah, so we were thinking about like what is another kind of like subgenre of a subgenre. So what's another subgenre of the slasher film? So I was thinking about next week. It's going to be aerobicide. That's right. We're going to be doing the slash aerobics, killer
That's
workout, and death spa.
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
Oh, Lord.
And you and I have actually like a long history with Death Spa as well, because that was one that I think that you had on VHS back in the day that
I did.
we watched here at the house like a long, long time ago. And
Well, it's got Kim Foray in it, which is the only thing that like I really like wanted to have it. Like at that time, I was collecting anything that had Dawn of the Dead people in it.
Now I do have Death Spa on. I don't know who did the Blu-ray of that, but I do not own the other one, and I don't know if I've ever seen the other one, the Killer Workout movie.
I don't think I have either. So this will be interesting. These are all like about like ones that we've either barely seen or never seen. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah. So those will be a lot of fun. Actually, when you first said Killer Workout, I was thinking of the Linnea Quigley one.
No.
But that's horror workout. Can't get those confused. They come out. What's funny is most of that shit came out all in the same year. I think those two came out in the same year.
That makes
Isn't that
sense.
weird? Like 87, 88, something like that.
That must have been the trend, like aerobics or something. They just put slasher films and shit in there with it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's the latest craze.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, Linnea Quigley's horror workout.
Yeah.
They shouldn't say that. Death Spa. I watched that again not too awful long ago. That is actually a lot. That's still a lot of fun.
That movie is way better than it has any right to be.
Right. When you hear the plot of it, you're thinking, oh, God, this is like a trauma something. But it's actually really, really good. But, yeah, we'll talk about that in detail next week. Lots of stuff coming up this week, though, guys. We are scheduled to be doing a fucking marathon-sized Dead Pit is Watching, which hopefully we're going to get our review of the Mutilator 2 on that episode. So that'll be the one to hype people with, because that is out, Uncle Bill. Yep. The Mutilator 2 is out.
Yep. It's on what, Prime?
I think so, yeah. And it can be on in other places too.
It can be other, good.
Some
'Cause I didn't
other
wanna have to pay
places
for
that are more affordable. Yeah. And yeah, some lots of other stuff coming up, man. This is going to be, we're starting to pick up September, October. It's a big time of the year for Dead Pit and all the other horror channels. But all the other horror channels can go shit and fall back in it. Fuck them. Who cares? You guys care about Dead Pit, right? That's why you're here. So like the video, thumbs it up and everything. And I guess that is it for this week, right, Uncle Bill?
Yeah, there's nothing else to talk about except for the fact that join us next time when we do the aerobicide version of the slasher films on Cruel Summer Slashback. I'm going to try to do fucking Friday Night Lives. Man, at this point, there's something's going to have to
You got a review coming up too. Yeah, you got a separate review that you're doing.
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing, I've got it right over here too. I'm going to be doing a whole standalone review of Second Sight Films When Evil Lurks, which is one of my favorite films that's come out in a long time. And they've got a really cool box set edition of this that I'm going to be doing a review on. I haven't seen Weapons yet, but I want to, Jackson.
Second Sight Films is burning it up again, boss. It's big fancy packages. But we wish everybody a good night, have a good week this week, and we're going to rock out on the way out. How's that sound, Uncle Bill?
Let's go.
I want all these people to click everything they're supposed to do.
Getting them, liking them, getting them subscribing to them, get click a bell or a notification or anything like that.
Folks, why don't you click the like button?
Do you hate us? Do you not want to see us succeed?
Why don't you click the heart button?
Is this something that you have against our particular show?
Why don't you subscribe?
You should click on one of them buttons right now if you want us to continue to bring greatness into your life.
There's all kinds of wonderful shirts over at shop.deadpit.com. Simply the best horror shirts. On TeePublic, there are others, but they all suck. You can get some Dead Pit Radio shirts. You can get Last South on the Left. The Hills Have Eyes. Texas Chainsaw. Oh, wait, you can't say Texas Chainsaw. All kinds of shirts, folks. You're gonna love them. Shop.deadpit.com.
Special thanks goes out to our supporters on Patreon. You know what kind of stuff you can get on Patreon, Uncle Bill, starting at only $1 a month?
What's that?
Access to every Dead Pit show since 2005. We got almost 200 fan commentaries that we've done over the decade.
Here's what other fucking Patreons do. They're like, hey, give us money and then we'll let you see a video early that we're going to release like a fucking week from now, and then that's all we're going to give you. Meanwhile, we have a literal jukebox full of songs, thousands of reviews. I don't even know how many shows are up on that now that we've done over the years.
Hundreds of thousands.
You need to figure this out now and subscribe to us on Patreon and YouTube and Instagram. Help us to 1 million. The road to 1 million subscribers starts today.
So deadpitonpatreon.com. Join today. Tiers start at only $1, but I'd recommend at least the $10 tier.
You can do 50. The stock market's crashing around us, folks, but send us money.